is Audrey Hepburn, and I'm continuing where I explained regarding people think that they die when they stop thinking, when they stop generating emotions and feelings through thought. I'm able to say to you, that is not true. But of course, there is another fear that is required to be transcended. Most definitely. Because, you know what is interesting? That is actually the fear of death. Fascinating. That has to be transcended. Because death, what happens when beings die? Their mind is removed, their thoughts are removed, as well as the emotions and feelings, and then they experience the expressive nature of self. And that is possible here on earth as well. And that's what we're assisting and supporting within and as human beings. What are we doing? We're breaking down those systems inside you that generate thoughts, that generate the emotions and feelings, which make you believe that if you're not that, you'll die. Yes, you will die. Please, you have to. You have to die as the system that you've become, to be birthed as the expressive nature of life that you are. Where is life? Life is at death. Interesting. And, you know, it's also so much spoken of. The end of time is coming. The end of the world is coming. Yes, it is. Or end of what world? The end of the world as the limited, constricted nature of thought, of mind, of emotions and of feelings. Look how small that is. Very limited. But no one expected something. No one may be possibly taken into consideration that life is actually at death. So what could actually be at the end? The beginning. The beginning and the end is here as who I am. So, what is a process? What is the process that is here on earth? That us dimensional beings inside human beings, as human beings, are participating in, and you as well. And we're making you aware of this process, so that with us in the dimension supporting you, you're able to support yourself, and us coming together as one, where life will be born from the physical, as you as the system that consists of current thoughts, generating emotions and feelings, will die. What is death but the end or the removal of something that was? That is what death is. Maybe it is the definition of death that is not understood, or the definition of the word end, of time, the end of the world, that is not understood. And thus I'm placing this for you into perspective. The end of time, the end of the world, death, is but the end of something that was, that did not, and we've realized this. What if we realized that that which we were has not supported us as who we are, and now we are supporting ourselves in the realization of who we are, is the expressive nature of life, so that all may realize this too, because this exists in all, So the end of that what was is coming, yes, because all that exists is what was. Why is it what was? Why am I saying it in past tense? Because we realized who we are here, present, infinite, is already here. And that's all that what must be realized. And thus we're guiding human beings through this process of realizing that you exist beyond the necessity of thought, which generate emotions and feelings. And I've given you one example of how it works. And the other example is naturally when you stop thoughts that are really unnecessary, and soon you will start not thinking them anymore, and maybe you won't even start realizing it. And that's the beauty I find of this process. You'll start experiencing yourself different, but you won't be able to pinpoint when exactly you changed. You kind of look back and you'll go, oh my goodness, haven't I changed? When did that happen? I had the same experience, and I'm not able to pinpoint it because you know why? Because you're always actually infinitely here. And that infinite expression of life is yourself. Is always here. That's why you cannot pinpoint it, because it doesn't exist in time. It doesn't exist in a moment. It exists as infinite expression. And what is my approach with supporting human beings? Is firstly, I have to first understand you as your placement, as what you have accepted yourself to be in this world. Why do I have to do that? Because I first have to see what is required. How am I able to support you as myself in moments of expressive realization of who you are? Exactly as I've explained with the lady before. What did I first do with her? I first had to understand, where is she in her world? What am I required to do to have her realize that she is the pillar, the stability, the center point in her world? And that's where I said, okay, this is what she requires, a breakdown. The systems need to break down so that she, as the expressive nature of life, is able to stand up. And you know what, beings? Even if it is only for that moment remains. Because why? Because we remain and stand as that expressive nature of that being, as one with them. Why? Because I'm equal in expression with her in that moment. Because in that moment of realization is where we're one and equal. That's where we come together, in such moments of realization. And that's how the dimensional being support and human being support start becoming one. That's where the manifested expression, experience of heaven on earth is realized. And what does realize mean? When you realize something, that realization remains as yourself infinitely. Have a look. If you've ever experienced the realization, it doesn't go away. It remains with you, as you, because it's you that realized yourself. And slowly but surely those realizations start coming through. And that's like you opening the doors to yourself. You're taking that handle and you're opening that door, and that door you walk through, and it's walked through, and it's done. This is Audrey Hepburn. I'll continue in my next interview. Thank you.